Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled in memory of Ovadya Yosaif on his fifth Yahrzeit, his attitude towards Medinat Yisrael. Often there is a division among the Haredi, Hasidic Gedolim, the Tilami Gedolim regarding the attitude towards Medinat Yisrael. Well, many of us would consider to be just a basic premise that the Medinat Yisrael is a great bracha. It's far from simple. It is very, very complex in terms of the attitudes of the different Gedolim. We are all familiar with where the Satmar Rebbe, where it's very against Medinat Yisrael and held that it is not a bracha, just the opposite, and the Medina needs to be dismantled in order to pave the way for Mashiach. And Rav Tzvi Cook, who was here after the Hakamat Medina, Rav Haazmaut died before Haakamat Medinat, but they certainly were going in a very different direction and held. Rav Tzvi certainly held this as a great bracha, that's Chazal the Gula, the beginning of the Gula. So there's been that divide where many in the Hasidic Yeshivish world are not exactly like the Satmar Rebbe, but maybe not as critical, but certainly not so positive like Rav Tzvi Cook, Rav Lichtenstein, and more rabbis that Tilumi world. So Rav Ovadya Yosaif, where was he at with this topic? This is fifth Yahrzeit since he passed away, a giant of a person in so many ways. Mitzvah Hashem, we'll have another show talking a little bit more about him, but what about this specific topic of Medinat Yisrael? So many decades ago, in Chelek Vav Yabia Omer, in Sima Mem Aleph, he wrote about the topic and he asked, should one say Hallel with a bracha on Yom Ha'atzmaut? Great question. Question that each man is in a very clear halachic manner. And he says that this is a great bracha from Hashem. He even writes it's Atchalta de Gula, the beginning of the redemption of Klal Yisrael. And he takes that as a given, that we were being wiped out years before that, and all of a sudden, what a salvation. Hashem gave us a Medina, Jewish sovereignty. We could bring the Jews home instead of letting them be thrown back into the inferno in Europe. And we could build yeshivas and mikvahs and just do everything here that we want. What a bracha. Beginning of the Gula. And he quotes from Menachem Kasha's work, Kufa Gedolah, which brings the letter quoting many, many, many giants on the list that this is the beginning of the Gula. Shemzon Orbach was on that list. And then he says, yes, it's a great bracha. Yes, it's the Gula. But now we have a technical shaila. Can we say Hallel and with a bracha, and should it be in the middle of davening or maybe at the end? And what's so beautiful about the tshuva, his conclusion is that no bracha should be made. Hallel should not be said in the middle of davening. Maybe if it's going to be said at all, at the end after davening and without a bracha. But that's his conclusion. My focus here is not on his conclusion. My focus here is on the process, where from a hashkafa philosophical outlook, he looks at Medinat as a great, monumental bracha. But now we have a technical shayla. We need to go through all the Gemaras, all the Midrashim, all the Rambam, Shulchan Aruch, all the sources to see how we view the state of Israel in a halachic manner, setting up a day, He'ir, and saying Hallel with the bracha in the middle of davening. And he goes through all the topics which we're not going to do now. My main point is to see the beauty of the approach. A, he gives his hashkafic philosophical opinion about the Medina, giving it a huge thumbs up that it's an unbelievable bracha with challenges, but that still doesn't detract from the fact that it's an amazing bracha. So he starts off with his hashkafa, which of course I totally subscribe to, that this is a monumental bracha. Number two, fine, it's a great bracha. Now let's go from our hashkafa philosophical outlook to put our halachic hat on. Let's analyze all the sources. And then see, can we go ahead and introduce something in the middle of davening? And can that be Hallel? Can it be with a bracha? And his conclusion is that no, We shouldn't introduce anything in the middle of davening. It should be Hallel if you go and say it's without a bracha and it's at the end. But the process is beautiful. That's what we call a halachic man, halachic approach. He has clear hashkafas. I consider this to be a very clear hashkafa, clear philosophical outlook. And I must admit, all the many great rabbis who I love dearly that don't see a bracha in the Medinat and see it in a negative light. To me, it's just unfathomable. I must respectfully disagree with that approach. I see all the challenges of the Medinat, but to not take the premise it is a great bracha from Hashem, I just cannot see that. So I fully subscribe to Rav Ovadya Yosef approach to the Medinat. There's shiurim on Yom Haazmaut that he gave a little bit before he passed away, where he once again confirmed it is a great bracha. We were in the ashes of Europe, and we turn around, and we have Medinah, that we have sovereignty, and we could build it up and let Jews in. And he says, of course it's a bracha. So he didn't change his position from 50 years ago till he died. And halachically he holds no Hallel with a bracha should be said, certainly not in the middle of davening, and maybe it's acceptable at the end of davening. To me, it is a beautiful, beautiful synthesis of philosophical outlook, what I consider a clear, rational, proper philosophical outlook, and then the halachic approach, which is done in a proper halachic way. His conclusion is one way, but as I said, my focus is not on his conclusion as much as the beautiful process. His memory, this giant's memory, should always be for a bracha for all of Klal Yisrael. Shalom.